Hey everyone, welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be trying out some Flower Beauty makeup. I'm gonna be testing out some things and telling you if it's worth the hype. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's get right into this video. So if you haven't been on my channel before, my name is Marley and I love making YouTube videos about makeup and beauty. I love trying out new makeup, I love trying out new things, but I also like to focus on the things that I already own, not buy too much, keep myself a little bit in check. So if that sounds good to you, then don't forget to subscribe. I usually upload about 2 to 3 videos a week and I would love to see you again on my channel. So actually it's pretty early in the morning. I don't know if you can see it on my face, but it's pretty early because it's gonna be a pretty hot day. So I thought, why don't I film very early today so I don't have to film when it's like the hottest out. It's gonna be like 28 degrees Celsius outside, but that means it's gonna be like 30 inside my apartment, so that's why I kind of still look sleepy. I also have some black tea over here in my beautiful giraffe mug that I'm gonna be drinking while applying this makeup, and so it's just gonna be a little bit of a chill video. I'm just kind of waking up, doing my makeup. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. So Flower Beauty has been available in the Netherlands for maybe like 6 months. Before that it really wasn't possible to get it, but now it's actually at the drugstore in my town, so I can just go and see it in real life. And I had been seeing some videos where people were raving about Flower Beauty products. I personally wasn't that interested at first to get things, but then I saw these videos, like I saw 2 different videos where people were raving about their products in one day, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then I went to the shop to check something else and I saw there was a discount, 1 + 1 free. Flower Beauty isn't that affordable in the Netherlands. It's pretty expensive. Like a bronzer is like $18, a blush, something like that as well. So if you can get it on a discount, that's pretty good. So the reason I wasn't that interested at first is actually because Flower Beauty is here in the shop, but it's pretty limited. We have pretty limited options. There are no eyeshadow palettes. A lot of the things that I hear people rave about, we don't have. So I was like, will it really be interesting to try these things out when there's just like 6 different products? But then I thought, let's just go for it. It's on sale and people are saying really positive things about these. But yeah, just know that there wasn't that much to choose from. So we only have like the really basics of the line, and that's also what I'm gonna be trying today. That's just life in the Netherlands sometimes. Sometimes you just can't get the most interesting stuff from certain brands, but that's just how it goes. So let me show you what I got. First up, I got the Flower Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. I have been hearing people rave about this. I have been hearing people say that they really like this. Let me just open this up. And I've actually really been into bronzers lately. I've really been into trying new bronzers and trying out what works for me. I used to be a bit afraid of bronzers. I didn't used to have very many bronzers and I only used to use kind of like contour shades as bronzer. I was afraid that it was gonna look too warm on me, so I always took like the lightest cool tone bronzer. But I'm just trying out some different things, so I thought this would be interesting. I'm hoping it's gonna be quite glowy and luminous. I also got this flower blush. This is the Flower Pot blush in Warm Hibiscus. So this is a blush that's kind of looking quite natural, but with a bit of a sheen, a warm sheen. That's why I got this one. I thought this one looked the most sheeny of all the options that were there. So that's what that one looks like. Very excited to try that one. I also got this Flower Pyramids Rose Glow. I've also been hearing people say pretty positive things about this one. I'm gonna be trying this as like a highlighter, maybe a bit as a blush topper, and see how glowy this can get. I also got this lipstick. Let me see. It doesn't say what kind of lipstick this is, but it's a shade Blossom. Yeah, it doesn't say here what type of lipstick it is, but this one looks almost like a deeper warm nude. There weren't any testers at the drugstore, so I couldn't really see what the lipstick would look like in the bullet. So I kind of just chose one that I heard Jen Phelps rave about, and I hope that this is gonna be a good shade for me. It looks a bit scary though, it looks a bit dark. I hope this is gonna work. Generally, I feel like the packaging is like okay, but I don't know, it feels a bit cheap. It feels very drugstore-y. This bronzer doesn't feel as like sturdy as it could maybe be. I'm afraid that at some point this is gonna break. I really hope not, but it does feel a little bit like wobbly. So that's also why I wanted to wait for a sale, because I feel like $18, like 15 euros for a product that looks and feels really drugstore, that's not something that I would really go for. That's not something I would really be willing to pay. I don't know how much this is in the States, but alright, let's try these things on. Just taking a sip of tea, grabbing my mirror. So I'm not wearing anything on my face right now. I'm just wearing my skincare, SPF, the usual. And I zoomed you in just slightly. So let's go into this bronzer. I don't know why it feels so wobbly. I really hope this isn't gonna break. Hopefully I'm just being paranoid. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just taking an angled brush and I'm just gonna start applying this bronzer. And I'm just gonna take a bit. Looks like it might be quite warm. This is pretty easy to blend out. It's a pretty warm shade. I would say it's not a cool tone, it's definitely a bronze. I feel like it has quite a sheen to it, like a healthy glow. I'm gonna apply quite a bit so you can really see. Also gonna apply some to my forehead, just bronzing up the skin. I recently got a baked bronzer by Catrice, but I'm not like the biggest fan of that one. And I'm hoping that this is gonna be kind of what I hoped that Catrice one would be. Because they look quite similar, like in the pan and the packaging and everything. Yeah, this is a pretty warm bronzer. I can't deny it looks pretty warm. Kind of, does it have a yellow undertone? It's definitely on the yellow side, a bit on the orangey yellow side for sure. I think if you really love a cool tone bronze, then this isn't gonna be for you. For me, I will have to see how I really feel about this after I've applied all of my other makeup. I've been getting more into warm bronzer, but I do have like a I do have like a neutral to cool undertone, and I feel you can see that this is a bit on the warm side for me. I feel like sometimes I can get away with more warm bronzers, but it kind of depends on the undertone. I do like how the finish looks. It looks very natural, I feel. So that's the bronzer. You can kind of see that sheen. That's kind of like, it's kind of like a natural kind of sheen and nothing too crazy glowy. I feel like I blended out quite easily. What do you think? Do you think this is a good shade or is it too yellowy? It is warm. Don't think that this is not gonna be a warm bronzer. It is warm. It's just when the lid is on, it can kind of like move from side to side a little bit. I'm kind of scared. It doesn't look like anything is close to breaking, but that doesn't really feel sturdy. I don't feel like this is the best packaging maybe. I don't know if I love that. Okay, for the next step we're gonna go into this Flower Pots warm hibiscus shade. This packaging feels a lot more sturdy, I have to say. So this is a pretty light shade for me and a pretty nude shade for me. I usually go for blushes that are a little bit more impactful, maybe a little bit more bright pink or peach, so I hope this is gonna show up. So let me just apply this to my cheek. I hope it's gonna have a nice glow. But I don't know, when I put my brush in, it almost looks like it's an overspray, because the color that becomes visible is darker. I don't understand oversprays. I do kind of get it, because you can make people buy your stuff in the shop because it looks more pretty and more interesting when they are in the shop. But when someone buys your thing, your makeup, and they get home and they start using it and the beautiful glow, it wears off, they're gonna be disappointed. They're always gonna be disappointed with your product. Why would you? So now I feel like I can also not really tell you what this is like, because I feel like I'm just applying the overspray right now. I'm not entirely sure. It's not like it wears off that fast, but just look at this. I hope you can kind of see. You see those darker pink spots? I feel like that's where the overspray is wearing off. I guess you can kind of see, right? So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this blush is actually much different than what I'm applying to my cheeks right now. And if what's underneath, if that's also glowy. I really hope so, because I thought I was buying a glowy blush. So I feel like what I'm picking up now is more pink for sure. Okay, so I have no idea what this blush is actually like. Is it like a nude blush with a golden glow? Or is it more like a warm pink blush? I don't know. Because I have quite a golden glow on my cheeks right now from this overspray. I don't know what to think. It looks quite pretty, but I just don't know what this is. Is this gonna be a glowy blush, or is it just an overspray? So I kind of swatched it, and now you can see in the middle that it's darker pink. Should I just take off the overspray with my finger and then try again? But now there's also already this golden glow on my cheek, so it's gonna be hard to say. I mean, it looks nice, but I don't think this blush is gonna look like this after I've used it like a couple of times and this overspray has completely worn off. This is not what I expected. I don't encounter oversprays that much anymore, and I'm happy about it. That's not what I thought. So let's move on to the Pyramids, the Rose Glow. Let me just get this sticker off. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the inside. It looks really pretty, but it's a bit of a weird thing to swatch. So this is the lighter part. It's kind of like weird to touch because of the kind of, how would you call it, embossing that it has. So this is kind of like a really cool toned, almost lilac-y pink. And then we also have kind of like a warm rose goldy shade in here. It looks really pretty though. Then we also have kind of like a mauve tone and also more of a pink tone. So let me see, this is the more mauve tone, this is the more pink tone. We definitely have these two more highlighty shades, and those are more like glowy blushes, I think. So I'm just gonna start by mixing those highlighter shades together. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my highlighter brush, kind of mixing those. There is a truck outside my window and it's making a lot of noise. Okay, I think it left. Let's apply some highlighter. This is a lot more light and cool toned than what I have on my cheeks right now. That kind of tones down that really goldy sheen of the overspray. Also applying that to the other cheek. It definitely becomes quite cool toned if you pick up that cool toned light shade. I also picked some of that rose gold shade to not make it too light and icy. Just applying a little more here. I do have really glowy cheeks right now, and I love glowy cheeks. So that's the highlighter. Definitely pretty. I don't know, should I apply some more glow and should I apply a little bit of the pinky tones as well? I think I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that mauve tone corner. It's just a little bit hard to pick up if you just want one certain shade. Definitely if you want to pick it up with a blush brush. This is definitely more blushy than the blush, because that blush was basically just a bunch of overspray applying to my face. Taking a little bit more of the mauve tone. I feel like it looks a bit unblended on camera right now, but it does look blended in real life. It's just the way the light hits it. I think this is gonna be everything for the cheeks. They look very, very glowy. Now I have, of course, one more product to try, and that's the lipstick. I'm just gonna apply some lip liner and then we can apply the lipstick. I just applied MAC Nice and Spicy, the lip liner that's in my project pan. So this shade, it's looking pretty scary. I hope it's gonna look good on me. Hopefully it's gonna be a little bit more sheer. So let's just apply this. It feels really creamy, really soft on the lips. Quite like soft, pillowy. It's quite a shiny lipstick and quite a soft lipstick. It kind of becomes really like emollient almost. It kind of almost melts when you apply it. Really, really soft. I'm kind of scared that it's gonna melt today when it's gonna be so hot in my house. But okay, that is the lipstick on. Feels really nice. Looks really nice. I'm not entirely sure if this is gonna be my shade, but it also looks maybe a bit much because I don't have any eyeshadow, mascara, brows on. So let me just do that. Let me just finish up my makeup and then I will come back and share my thoughts with you. And this is the finished look. I kept it a little bit simple because it's gonna be so hot. I didn't want to do like a very intricate eye look today. So let's chat about these products a little bit. The first thing I tried was this bronzer. I think it's pretty, but it is really warm. It does have a nice finish, which I like. It's glowy. But as I said, the packaging, I'm a bit unsure about if this is gonna be okay, if this is not gonna break. And I know it's drugstore and I know the packaging is gonna be cheaper, but at least it should be a bit sturdy. It doesn't have to be the most luxurious packaging ever, but I'm just a bit scared that something is wrong with it now. If anyone has tried this bronzer, how is the packaging for you? Is it also kind of like wobbly? I quite like the product. It's a bit warm for me, but the packaging makes me go like, oh, I don't know. Then I tried the Flower Pot blush. I actually cannot say a lot about this because I don't know what this blush is like. Apparently there's a golden overspray and then there's something else underneath, and I can't really test that out now. So I don't really know what this blush is like. I just know what the overspray is like, so I can't really say anything about this. The only thing I can say is that I'm pretty disappointed that they went with an overspray. Like, why? Just don't do it. Just make it a glowy blush then. Next up, of course, I tried the pyramids, the Rose Glow pyramids. Really love how this looks. I really like the look of the highlighter. I really like the look of the blush. You can't see it as much on camera. It looks a bit different on camera than what I just saw in the mirror. But it's a really nice glowy product. You can go for a more glowy blush look, or you can go for a more highlighted look. You can go for the highlighters a bit more. I think it's easiest to just mesh everything together. It's a bit hard to pick up a particular shade, but you can do it. You just need a bit of a smaller brush. I personally maybe would have liked it if they just had like the strokes like this. So if it wasn't like this Tetris kind of pattern, but if it was just like this, so it was a bit easier to grab. But I do really like how this looks on my cheeks. My cheeks look really nice and glowy because of this. Then the lipstick, I like how this looks. It's really shiny, really creamy. It's like so creamy that it is shiny, which is nice, but it is a bit smeary. I feel like I have to update you, but it does get on my teeth a little bit, and after applying it does look kind of like not melted, but some lipsticks just are so emollient when you apply them, and this is definitely one of them. I also think that this is a lipstick that you would go through pretty easily, but just the feel and the look I really like. I just have to see how it's gonna wear and how this lipstick itself is gonna hold up, like in my drawer, if it's not gonna melt or anything. So generally I really like how this looks. I think the makeup looks really pretty. I think my cheeks look really pretty right now. But I really have to update you on these things. I can't really say that much yet. I will update you on the wear of this lipstick, but especially with the bronzer and the blush, I just have to see how I feel about that. I always rank the things that I try later on in a video where I rank all my new makeup purchases. So I'm gonna be trying them out a little bit more and then I'm gonna be ranking them. So if you want to know like my final verdict, how I really feel about these, just keep an eye out for that video. So yeah, that's gonna be everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you tried anything by Flower Beauty. Do you have any recommendations? Although probably I won't be able to shop many of them because we just don't have it yet here. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.